Hey guys, how's it going? Let me show you something interesting, okay? Things you want to do, you want to study the flow of your transfers. This is an MS660, this is highway type nickel cylinder, okay? That kind of has a crappy flow, okay? Look at that, it's spraying right out the exhaust, a percentage of that. That's not what you want. Okay. Get to this one. This one I corrected. There you go. That's what you want. What that does, when you do that, that keeps your charge back here so that charge doesn't go out your exhaust. Okay. This is one that I'm working on. See how that goes? There you go. That's a good one. Yep. That's what you want. Recheck this one. Kind of hard to do this one hand. There we go. See how it flows out like that? Yep, that's what you want. I'll go over to the bench. I'll show you some of what's going on here. I also have a 288 piston I'm going to be putting in the one cylinder, the one highway cylinder. I'll do show you some stuff here. It's an 088 wrist pin bearing. Had to make these shims on the lathe. I got an 088 pin too. And it's the piston here. Takes the material off the bottom. I notched it like that so it wouldn't hit the case, because I didn't want any free porting, because I had to take a good bit of material off that cylinder, get it to work. Everything's working, okay. Now, let me show you something here. Now, on that one highway cylinder, a lot of your aftermarket cylinders, the wall is like this, okay? Goes in just like this, straight out. Your charge goes straight out over the piston. What happens is you lose that out your exhaust. That's why a lot of them highway cylinders and stuff like that don't run that good. Okay, now this one went in there. If I can show you so I carved the back side of that. Yeah, there's some JB weld there. Carved that back side out just like that, because this was Farmer Tech cylinder. See how I did that? Yeah, I got a spec in there. Then what I did do, I went in with a right angle tool and here grind all this out to like this angle. Don't widen this transfer, just go back in here, cut that out of there so it points it like this, okay. And I used a tool like this on a drill. These are cheap bits. I just go down in there, carve this out. Kind of want it like this, okay, if that makes sense. Let me show you a real nice cylinder here. Oh yeah, we'll say this is a Duke Top Mark cylinder. These run real nice. Gonna do a little work. They will run good. See how them transfers are pointed like that? Okay. Now your highways, they don't have it. They're just right up over. Okay. I gotta grab that other cylinder. Hold on. Yeah, see, here's them highways. See this tight nickel? So it's just straight up over. That ain't no good. Trust me, I ran this. This is what the numbers were. It was a turd. My 391 would hot cut it. Couldn't dog in or nothing. This is kind of a modified highway. It's getting there. Getting there. I'm going to finish this up. Numbers of this with that 288 piston. 98, 120, 79. I'm probably going to go a little more on an intake. I might run out to 81. Here's this Farmer Tech. 98, 121, 78. With those type transfers. Okay. Trust me, that makes a big difference. And Tin Man was talking about that 064 cylinder. See that ring up in there? Well, if you take about 10 out of that, that's what I did on the other cylinder, you'll get that ring. It'll probably be about, you might have a thin squish band about here, about maybe that thick, maybe a little bit bigger. That does make a difference. Okay. I'm guessing there's probably about maybe a 5-degree angle, maybe a 6, something like that. And I might do that to this cylinder. We'll see how this runs. I remember Scott Kuntz, he cuts his squish bands flat. And I have a little tool here, and get to it. I made a measuring tool right around, I go about, I don't know, 316, 320 thousandths. That's the tool for the thickness of the squish band, which is roughly about 50% of the board, maybe a touch more. I'm going to see how that works. Same thing with this cylinder. Okay, I'll see how that works. If it's might make a fixture, and I'll cut that little bit in there like that. That's not a flat squish band, it has like a taper to it if you look at it. But yeah, noticed on that one other cylinder I had, when I did that, I took about 10 out of it and I dropped these numbers down a little more, right about 9,000 per degree on your exhaust, and it's something like, I think, right around 6,000 per degree on your intake or your transfers. That's what I figured out anyway. So if I take 10 out of this, I'll probably take this to 124, so probably be 95 maybe. Yeah, probably be a pretty decent runner. This will be down the road though. This is the first cylinder I want to run on my 660. We're going to see how this goes. Took about 30 out of the squish and tried to reshape all that. Tried to build this for torque, but yeah, we'll see how this goes. It's all about learning. This is an interesting cylinder. That's what we have there with a 288 piston. Combustion chambers are real close to the same on these, even this cylinder. So yeah, so that's one of the things you want to do. If you do anything with your transfers, you want to learn your transfer port shapes and your angles. Okay, you want to figure that angle out. You want to point them, because that's where a lot of performance gains are made. I noticed. I really see it. Get that, point them. Okay, especially on this style of transfer is critical. Really is. Just raising it isn't necessarily too good unless you can point them. Okay. I was thinking about trying, instead of JB Weld, get some of that Goodson stuff. Because, yeah, you might have an issue with them coming out of there, but I'm not sure. But, yeah, I just want to give you a little update on it. Things been kind of crazy and hectic. So, okay, guys, next time, keep feeling the heat.